Good day, my name is Shaul. I work for Micrographics. We can be found on the web at www.mgfx.co.za. Right, so the purpose of this video is just to show you some of the enhancements of Revit 2021.1. First of which is just the additional unit types that Autodesk has added, and these are added to as units to increase the workflow and the ability to look at some of them. As you can see, there's cost per area, densities, and so on. So there are a couple of them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you one of them and how we can use that, and the one is going to be just the cost per area. Right, so just note that there's square foot and square meters. Alright, so I'm going to close that. Alright, so I'm going to just open up just a default template, and I'm going to simply draw one or two walls. Alright, very similar like that, and I'll just add a couple of rooms. Okay, so basically I can just place them automatically as well. Alright, so I've got a couple of rooms, and I'm now going to go to the schedules, and looking at the schedules, I'm going to add a room schedule, and just showing all the rooms area, maybe their names first, and then the area, and I'm going to come back to this, but I just want to show you the idea. I'm going to say, right, let's go okay, and it's basically very simple. Right. However, I'm going to now go to the Manage tab just to make sure my units are set correctly. So I'm going to go to Project Units, and you'll see here is a cost per area. Now currently it's set to square foot, and perhaps I want that to be metric. So this is a new addition. So I'll just change that to cost per square meter. Right, I can set the decimals and such, and I'll just say okay. So now it's set to square meters, and if I now say okay here at the bottom, right, so that is now set. I haven't used it in the schedule yet, but let's do. Right, so I go to the fields, and over here I can just simply add a new parameter. I'll call this cost per area, or however I want to spell that out, and here I can then select the cost per area. Right, and obviously I can set it to a specific part here. If I now say right, okay, you'll see there's cost per area. Maybe this is 250 Rand, that's 10 or 100 Rand, and 100 and 100 and 10, or whatever you want to do. Right, so that's not a very different than what we expect, but what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take this column, times it by that, and then get a currency. Right, so I'm going to go back to the fields. I'm going to go to function in this case, and I'll say total costs, for instance. Alright, and over here I'll select currency, and then the formula is basically the area times the cost per area. Right, now in the past you had to jump around hoops to make sure that the units are consistent and that sort of thing, and this time you don't have to. So if I now just say okay, it just simply calculates looking at this square meters, and that is a currency kind of, and then adds the total cost here. So you don't have to change much with regards to units, it just updates. Obviously if I change that to 100, you'll see that the value adjusts as well. The reason why it's slightly different is that the area is just rounded up to what it to a square meter, instead of being shown with more decimals. Right, so that's just showing one of the new additions to Revit, and all the parameter values. And in this case, we used it just as a factor to calculate costs based on the area, and we didn't have to change much of the units to show what we want. Right, so thanks for watching, and this edition has certainly improved the workflow well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.